everyone, Sophia here, My Great Challenge. Welcome back to my Etsy shop and another 7 items to be posted tomorrow, Friday at 5 p.m. on my shop, Frenchy and Tubby. A little bit of everything again today. I'm going to start with the one in the thumbnail, which I think is fabulous. And like most French things, I am struggling to let it go, but hopefully I'm going to make somebody very happy with this, and you will learn something as well. And I'm talking about this baby right here. This is fabulous, y'all. This is just fabulous. Okay, this is Haviland. H and C-O at the bottom. Haviland and Company. So let me tell you a little bit about Haviland before we start, because I'm sure that you go thrifting, otherwise you won't be watching those videos. And you want to learn, right? Haviland, they categorize into 4 different periods, and there's 4 types of Haviland. There's the Haviland and Company, which is really the oldest, and this is Haviland and Company. Then you're going to see Theodore Haviland. That one is either France or Theodore Haviland that was imported here in the United States. So it's either Theodore Haviland France or Theodore Haviland New York. The third one is Charles Field Haviland. And the fourth one is the least expensive of all of them, is the one from Germany, Bavaria. That one is Johann Haviland. It's not a high-end type of Haviland, but it's still part of the Haviland brand. This one is Haviland and Company. It's signed at the bottom, stamp H and CO. Now the Haviland and Company, they have so many different patterns. So eventually they started cataloging them and giving them specific numbers, and those were based on the designer and the families that created them. So you would see a particular name with a number. One of the names that you're going to see a lot is Schleiger, and that's the Schleiger family. There's a lot of Schleigers. So the lower the Schleiger number, the earlier is the pattern. This one is Schleiger number 10. This is one of the very, very early Haviland. It's so early. This is a Schleiger number 10. This is 1884. This is Schleiger number 10 covered vegetable dish. It is not ornate at all. This is at a time where a little bit at the beginning of the opulent Victorian time, where they started putting gold and flowers and ribbons and flourish, and it was just very opulent and heavy. Very simple. Still decorated, but it's white on white. Let me put on my glasses because, you know, I joke about this all the time. I'm blind as a bat. So this is white on white. What it means is that the design is white and the rest of the pattern is white. So it has a ribbon with a little bit of a flower. It's a spring of flower. I don't know if you see it. And then the handles are the same ribbon. This thing, considering its age, it's in unbelievable condition. I had to double check and triple check and quadruple check to make sure this was a Schleiger 10, because it is barely any crazing on it. It is in unbelievable condition. There's a little bit of crazing on the top, like really minute, and a little bit of the sides here that's become matte, but that's from the cleaning. But otherwise it's beautiful. Haviland and Company at the bottom here. It's a covered vegetable dish from 1884. Haviland and Company, Limoges, France, 1884, Schleiger number 10. Antique, stunning. Antique white, stunning. Beautiful vegetable dish. You can do so many different things with that. You don't even have to use it as a vegetable dish. Please don't use it as a planter. I'm just saying. Don't use it as a planter. But it's beautiful. Anyway, I would keep it, but I have too many. So that's item number 1. Item number 2. Okay, so I spotted it at the store and I immediately recognized what it was. And for those of you who know, you know, it's a Frankoma. Okay, Frankoma pottery, highly recognizable by the glaze, that green and brown glaze. It is superb pottery. It really is. What I didn't realize at the time is it actually was meant to be a canister. So it's missing the top. I'll put a picture right here of those lucky fellows out there who have the canister with the top. But without the top, it is still a phenomenal vase and it's still a phenomenal planter. It says Frankoma F25 at the bottom. It is in magnificent condition. There is absolutely no crazing on it, no chip, nothing. This is high quality pottery. I love Frankoma. That celadon green. I'm not a green fan. You know that. I don't think I have a lot of clothing in green, if at all, because I just don't think I look good in green. But I do like this type of green. This is stunning. Look at this thing. It is really, really beautiful. So this is Frankoma. It's a well-known pottery maker. I think that because it is a finished item, you can live without the lid. There's plenty people selling it without the lid. Obviously, the lid is one of those items that most people broke. On a patio, it would look beautiful. If you have one of those orchid plants that comes in a tall pot, perfect. Or you put a support at the bottom and you raise your pot. It's a really nice planter. It's not a high gloss, but it's between a satin and a high gloss finish, and it has like a little bit of a ridge to it. It's not a perfectly smooth surface, but it's not fully ridged either. I don't know if you see what I mean. It's like a melon type, a watermelon. It's a beautiful piece. Another one I would keep. So basically, what they do is that they do the brown first, then they do the green, and then they distress the green. They remove the green to reveal the brown underneath it. That's how they do it. And they do the same thing on the inside. See that? So that's Frankoma F25. Oh, it's beautiful. Okay, when I come back, 2 more. Okay. I'm keeping my glasses on, I might as well. I fell in love with this. This is the cutest little thing. This is the cutest little thing. Okay, let's see if I can give you a really proper close-up. Look at this. Look at this thing. Come on, give me a close-up. Here we go. This is a paperweight. It's actually a little heavy. Well, it's a paperweight, Sophia. Of course it's going to be heavy. It's a teapot, all right? And it has a blue rose. It's all glass. It's by Dynasty Gallery. That's the maker. It has some controlled bubbles in it. If you don't know what it is, it's basically they leave the bubbles in them. Sometimes they move the bubble a particular way. So it's all glass. The enclosure of the rose is glass, the leaf is glass. So they do that first, and then they do the teapot around it. So if you collect teapot, it's perfect. If you collect paperweight, it's perfect. Now there's even people who collect teapot paperweights. There's a lot of them out there. I didn't know. I discover stuff all the time when I do this, and that's one of the reasons why I do it, actually, because I'm just amazed at the amount of stuff that's out there. You see, when you like stuff and it's your passion, you never run out of amazement. Some of them have the blue handle with the blue spout and the blue top. Some of them are just clear, like this one. And this one is just darling. I really like it. And I would totally keep it too. It's so pretty. Look at that. Oh, it would look so good on a kitchen window. So a teapot. Paperweight. You know, if you put it on the entry table, or like if you have like your mail, mail to go, a mail you just received, just put your mail, put your little teapot on. It's darling. I like it. I hope you do too. Okay. That was a quickie. Next one. Oh. I had to move everything to the side today because the items are actually quite big. Okay, this is gorgeous. Wow. All right, so I did a little bit of research on that one. I thought it was Cambridge. Turns out it's not. I thought that maybe it was Fostoria. Turns out it's not. You know who this is? I was quite surprised, actually. This is by Viking. Viking glass. 1940s. Viking was created, I think, in 1904, maybe in Virginia. New Martinsville, I think. It's a cake stand. Glass. From the 40s. Let me see if I can give you a close-up on the base. Look at this. Like a Lear base. It's beautiful. This is such an elegant cake platter, you know? Look at that. So it's etched. Maybe you can see better at the bottom where I have my dark sweater. Right? So it's acid etched, same way than the other one. So they basically put a stencil, throw the acid, remove the stencil, and everything has been marked. The etching is on the underside. It's got like a scalloped edge here. It is a beautiful cake platter. It really is gorgeous. This is one of those that is so beautiful. You do want to display this. This is not the kind of cake platter you stash away and you pull it out when you need to, you know, serve dessert. This is the kind that is pretty enough to actually display all year long on a buffet, you know, on a credenza, inside a curio cabinet, because it is so elegant. 1940s. You're probably wondering, well, Sophia, you didn't tell us what's the pattern. The pattern is called Prelude. I don't know why, but it's called Prelude. And it's beautiful. I would keep that too. Okay. Can't keep it all, Sophie. Can't keep it all. Prelude. Viking glass. Beautiful cake stand. Very nice. Hey, I'm running out of room. I'm telling you, it's a lot of stuff today. That's quite large. Takes room. When I come back, 2 more. Let's talk cheese. You saw me pick those. I already have one of those in the shop that's been there forever. And I always have people who have it in their cart, but they don't buy it. Maybe somebody's going to buy this one and the other one. This one is really cool because of the shape. This is a cheese tray by Goodwood, 1970s. So these were very popular in the 70s. So basically it has the space for the crackers and you put your cheese on the tile, right? Let me show you. I think they're cool. So hold on. Let's do a focus. There we go. Marigolds, perhaps, or buttons, whatever they are. Buttercups. Okay. I think they're buttercups. So again, you put all your crackers in here. You put your cheese here. And then you have your glass dome to protect your cheese. What's cool about this one is that it still has its feet, so it stays up from your counter. But apparently they also thought that people would hang it off the wall. So it's got a little thing here, so you can hang it on the wall as a display. And then you would put that somewhere else, I suppose. Or you put it on a shelf with the dome in front of it. It's in beautiful condition. It really is. I like this kind of stuff. I mean, most people don't buy these things because they feel like they're not gonna use them as often. But if you have family over often, you know, if you have I don't know, Monday Night Football, or if you have like a lot of summer things going on with your family, why not? You know, if you buy like those cheese balls that have the nuts and the dry fruit around it. Kids like that kind of stuff, actually. So I have a cheese tray with a glass dome, and I have another cheese tray. This one is by Goodwood, but the other one is quite something actually that I didn't know. And you saw me pick that one. This one is by Ernest John, walnut. And if you go on Etsy, you're going to see quite a lot. You're not going to see this one. He's somebody, and they are a thing. I had no idea. I saw it, and I was like, oh, I like this design. I think somebody's going to want this. He was very popular around that time period as well. And he's an artist, and he was famous for those style work, and he was famous for doing these trays. So this is the popular one that pretty much everybody had in the 70s, and this was the bougie version of it, okay? Because everybody had cheese trays, but that was like for the upscale version of it. So you have a beautiful tile, and I'm hoping it shows, but it's got a shimmer. Can you see it? Silver on it. How would you refer to it? Yeah, it's silver, right? Enamel with two palms. Could be feathers, but I think they're palms. In turquoise and royal blue. It's walnut wood, and the crackers go all the way around it. Now this is so fancy, and when I talked about it the last time, I said I was going to purchase the knife. I never did. Apparently there was a knife that went into the slit here, and the knife was a bakelite handle that was matching whatever the design was. So this one, I'm going to assume, had a knife with a handle that was either turquoise blue or dark blue. It must have been something. It's got copper metal type feet, and it's signed at the bottom, Ernest John. This is a beautiful piece. It's almost like a piece of art. It's really nice. So if you want a fancy cheese tray, pick this one. If you want a run-of-the-mill cheese tray that everybody had, including your grandma in the 70s, pick that one. Equally good to serve cheese and crackers during the Super Bowl or any event with your family. Okay, when I come back, the last item, which is a super collectible collector's item that's, I think, outrageously expensive on online, but they're sought after, so why not? Champagne. That's what we're going to talk about. We're going to talk about champagne. Every once in a while, champagne companies come up with anniversary bottles, special limited edition bottles, like millennial bottles, things like this. And there's always designers that get involved, or, for whatever. Perrier-Jouët is one of the highest brand of champagne in France. There's Perrier-Jouët, there's Dom Pérignon, you heard of them. There's Tétinger, Veuve Clicquot, which is my favorite. These are all the high guys over there, but Veuve Clicquot is kind of like, it's not middle of the road, but it's not like the super, super expensive. But Perrier-Jouët is something else, all right? They're quite expensive. Everybody has their favorite champagne. It's not my favorite, but anyway. They're very highly recognizable by their label. The label is very Art Nouveau. Back in the days, they issued a special anniversary box of champagne that included flutes. And people apparently are looking for the flutes, either for replacement or just to own the Perrier-Jouët flutes. Today I have 6 Perrier-Jouët flutes with their trademark cherry blossom, which is with the gold, which is their Art Nouveau design. Here we go. So I have 6 of them. They are really pretty. Really pretty. Now some people could say champagne, a champagne flute should not be distracted with design. It should be clear so you can see your champagne through the glass and the bubbles. But Perrier-Jouët knows what they're doing, because that's what they do. They make champagne, right? So if they made champagne with their logo on the flute, I don't think they care, nor should we. But I have 6 of them this time around. They are in pristine condition. They're absolutely stunning. And they are not, I'm trying to see. It's very difficult again because, you know, my eyesight is not the best. I doubt they were hand painted, but we're gonna look, okay? We're gonna look. They are stamped. That's what it is, okay? So it is not a sticker. This is a stamp. So it has texture to it. If it was a sticker, they just, you know what I mean, right? They come in and they have like a yeah, it's a stamp. Basically, that's what it is. You can feel it. It almost looks like it's hand painted, but it's actually stamped paint. They are really, really beautiful. I have 6. Some people are going way overboard at how much they're charging for those. I'm just saying, you know, I don't think that they should be that expensive, but that's just me. If you want to look super fancy at your home, have some Perrier-Jouët champagne flutes. Just for kicks, how much is a bottle of Perrier-Jouët champagne? Let's check it out. 2 centuries, Perrier-Jouët was among the first champagne houses to regularly stamp its cork with the date of a blend, also known as its vintage. It's also associated quality with season and terroir before minerality was cool. Okay, they already lost me. We're talking the 1830s here. The house decided to drastically reduce the residual sugar in its wine, essentially setting the stage for the dry champagne we drink today. Okay, so here you go. Now you know a little bit about Perrier-Jouët. Yeah, it's Art Nouveau design. And these are the items that are in my shop starting tomorrow at 5 p.m. The link is down below or right up here. What would I keep? I would not keep the flutes, only because I already have flutes. And it's only 6 of them. And you know me, I like crystal with cuts. And these are not cut crystal. I would totally keep this because I really like this. And I would keep the Haviland. I would keep the Haviland, and I would keep this, and the Frankoma, and probably the teapot. I'm hopeless. I'm hopeless, y'all. I'm hopeless. All right, so that's what's coming up at the shop tomorrow at 5 p.m. Thank you all for supporting my little business, and that would be all. I will see you in the next video. Thanks for watching. Bye.